Hey guys, it's Mike at Narcoleptic Customs. Tonight we're going to dive a little deeper into phase 2 of Stanley. That includes adding a torque arm to the leaf spring suspension on the back, while the transmission is at Kevin Hensley's place and the wiring harness is over with LSXharness.com Todd McCullough. So while that's there, and while the truck will, while we'll be under the truck and actually building a new crossmember for it for the 4L80, I'm going to go ahead and add a torque arm to the truck as well. If you don't know what a torque arm is, you can look at a bunch of Google images and all that kind of junk. I'll put one up now. So it basically acts sort of like a ladder bar, but we'll add a pivot to the front. So more like a traction bar, I guess, in that sense. So call it whatever you want. But tonight we're going to look at parts and pieces that I've purchased to do it with. Okay, so jumped on eBay. My knife here. So jumped on eBay, and essentially with a torque arm setup, it's essentially a single link. Instead of having like ladder bars on each side and doing coil springs or anything like that. So we basically grabbed all the parts and pieces. So the front mount will be solid, it won't have any adjustment. That's probably what this is here. I bought a Prothane polyurethane bushing for the front. It actually comes with two. So the front won't be adjustable, but the rear will. I'll get this over here so you guys can see it. Nice, fancy. Then we kept searching around, and I've already taken it out of the box because I had to today. I got a Heim joint. This will be for the top to the axle. So you can see here, I have 1 inch inside diameter tubing for it. This one here. Oh, this is our weld-in bung for the lower tube. You see they've got it in a thing there, but it's gigantic because the lower tube is going to be 1.5 inches inside diameter, so I think it's probably bigger than what we need, but who cares? And then this one will be our top Heim, or our bottom Heim. You can see it's gigantic. So it's actually what fits into that. And it is 7/8 by 14 right hand for a 3/4 bore. And this piece should be for this. It should fit. We'll find out right now. But the reason I went with a little larger stuff on the bottom is, one, is because the tubing we got was so big. Oh yeah. Perfect. So essentially, this will be on the bottom link, this will be on the top link, like so, and then our front mount will not adjust. So this will allow me to adjust pinion angle, and we'll just have to do some launches to see which one works best, and go from there. So I'll draw you guys a real quick demonstration of how this is going to work. But I think I have like $80 in those and the piping. And I'll get the pipe out here in a minute. But all right, so rear axle brackets are coming in. They shipped yesterday from Fort Worth. All right, trans comes down here. And pan. Okay, so cross member will be back here. Okay. So the cross member will look like this. Trans is here. We'll essentially have a bracket that'll come up like this, the bolt foot, and then shackles on each side. and our tube coming back, okay? So we'll have our bar here. So let's say this is the top, our pivot point on the top of the front. Our bottom bar will come down like this. Oh, yeah, yep, that's right. Our bottom bar will come to the pivot point, okay? And then this top bar, depending on spacing and where the frame sits in here and the cross members, I'll make it as long as I can, but it'll just hard intersect here, and then we'll have a brace or two in there, depending on how long this really is. And we'll have our adjustability here and here to rotate this either direction. The one thing I like about the shackled front is it allows, so we have our point here, it also allows the suspension to articulate forward and backwards as you go up and down through the, like with the cow to up and down. Now CalTracks ride well because we've had them on a couple cars, they've been on a couple cars I've been in. But Steven has track bars on the big truck, and you can't even tell they're there. A lot of the diesel guys do a solid mount front, and I guess they're solid mount the whole way. And I wanted something that has plenty of movement with the suspension, because being down on 3 leaf springs, the ride's pretty bouncy. So to help with some of that, and to help with the axle wrap, that's where the torque arm comes in. But we're also upgrading 2 of the leaf springs that are in there with ones that came from Steven's 3/4 ton truck before he put the lift pack on, or before he put the lift springs on. So anyways, that's a lot of information. I just wanted to get this out there. This will be kind of part 1 of the torque arm. We'll start tomorrow night after I work on Project Elsie for a little bit, getting the air conditioning system done with it. We'll jump on this and start getting parts welded. Like I said, the transmission is at the trans shop now, so I don't want to do anything as far as figuring out the length of the piping until we get the transmission back and can mount it and can center the cross member where it needs to be on the frame and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. I'll post a lot of these pictures and things like that on our Instagram, and you can find us over there at Narc Selectic. Thanks a bunch.